Hello, I'm Shannon and welcome to my channel. Today I'm playing along with hashtag Get Creeping on Halloween. It's something that Inky and Scrappy does all year round. I'll have the link in the description to her channel. I'll be using this cardstock, these dies, and I will have everything listed in the description that I used. I've already put together my platform pop-up, sort of. Now I'm just trying to figure out the fence. I've decided to use this Lawn Fawn fence die. I struggled hard with this, not with the Lawn Fawn fence, but with other fencing dies that I had. And this Lawn Fawn fencing, it's called a Picket fence die, went much easier than the other ones, so I'm using that for the platform pop-up front. I just doubled up two fences there. I'm trying to make the holes just a little bit bigger because I had dreams of putting things inside the front of that platform pop-up. It didn't work as well as I wanted it to. I actually had a dream about making this card, and it did not quite go the way I wanted it to. But here's sort of how I'm going to place it on there. I did a total of three other fence dies for this project before I landed on this picket fence because I was trying to make the fence look more like a wrought iron fence. And then I had to step away from the project for a while because it was so frustrating and landed on this fence. And here I am where I will want it to be scored for the platform pop-up. I should also tell you that I did run the two fences together through my die machine just to press them into each other a little bit more to try to make it a little bit more seamless. There I was taking that little knife blade to make the fence a little bit larger. And here I did not want an extremely big squares going through this top part of this platform pop-up, so I did not use those dies, but I just used my little craft knife there to cut those holes just a little bit smaller. If you use those other dies, I feel like the platform pop-up is not as sturdy right there with that little Friskars craft knife, which I love. I have several craft knives and I always gravitate to this one. So much easier to use like this, I think. That should set right in there pretty well. And see what I was trying to do there. Was trying to make those holes large enough that you could put things inside and actually see them, but I really wasn't able to do that. If I had taken a little bit more time on this, it might have come out a little bit better, but I was up against a time issue. I have three more projects that I need to make pretty fast. So I, at some point, started to go pretty quickly with this. So I could get that done and my mess cleaned up because I had quite the mess after this project. So yeah, now I'm just going to glue that in front there and sort of bend everything. And you can see how I'm struggling with this. I had to do it again. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Just going to take that little piece off right there and sort of folding it so I can see what it looks like. That's more what I was going for right there. And this cloud, it came from the Fawn add-on wraparound cloud die set. And I'm just using the back part of the cloud for that. And you can see kind of what I'm going for right there. So here I'm going to be working on the bat and the full moon die set from Fawn. I die cut the bat out of glossy black vinyl over black cardstock. And then I needed a little back piece that was just that red foil for the face because I wanted the eyes and the mouth to be glowing red. So now I'll just stick that all together onto the bat. There we go. That is such a cute bat that comes with that set. So now I'll be making that full moon die. What I did was I put a shim underneath that die so that the impression from the full moon would come out a little bit better. Now I'm just using some ink and going over it, and then I'm thinking, you know what would even be better? If I made it glow in the dark. So that's what I decided to do over that ink, sort of greenish ink. And I'm going to be using that Fawn glow in the dark powder over it. Then when I have everything done there, I'll use my heat gun to emboss it, which is looking like I did mainly off camera there. There we go. You get to see a little bit of it. That is an olive green. I believe that's Stampin' Up! Ink. Now I'm just going over that kind of greyish-greenish cardstock picket fence just a little bit here and there, and doing the same with the cloud. Just a little here and there. And I'm going to do the same thing to the two front gravestones. And I decided that wasn't quite enough. So I'm going to get out a little bit of spray to spray some of these things down. Those were birch trees I was working on right there too. So now I'm looking for my splatter box. And there's my splatter box, and I'm going to put everything in there and splatter away. Or spray away. It's like a pearlescent green spray that I have. I'll put it in the description as well. and everything is going to get it. So while that's drying, I'm going to be embossing this little guy with some Lawn Fawn glow in the dark powder. Then I'll be getting out the dye. I wanted to put him behind the fence, but I wasn't really able to see him too well. So I kind of did this little thing where I'm going to put him in front. I'm just trying to figure it all out right there. So I did put him sort of hanging off the fence partially and partially down below. Right there, I'm just making some glow in the dark area just on this white cardstock, embossing it so I can die cut out some bones. Which came part of that Amazon pack. And so there they are. I had these dreams of putting them in there. And it didn't go great. I was in a real hurry at this point, though. So I'm just sort of sticking him inside of that fenced area. And then I think I even did a couple on top. So now I'll be working on those gravestones. I'm just going to write on there with my Sakura Jelly Roll pen. Happy creeping. Now I'm going for the moon. Placement of the moon right there. And I'm going to be putting these tiny little bats on the moon itself. These little bats came from that Amazon Halloween stamp and die set. Now I'm just figuring out the placement of the rest of this. I'm going to snip that in half, or in less than half, maybe a third there. And that is really basically the only other thing that is seen. I did that piece in front of that one, of that back piece. I put the one with the crow all the way to the back, and then I did this one. The tree on this part is seen a little bit, but these two other gravestones that I did, I cut them down a little bit. They're barely noticeable. You have to really look inside there to notice those. So I probably didn't even need to place those on there. And now I'm going for those front two gravestones. I would have, if I if I hadn't been in such a hurry, I probably would have thought it out a little better and maybe placed those back pieces on a hill. Maybe cut those two front gravestones down just a little bit so you could see the rest of the images that I have there. And I need a little piece of acetate for the bat, for the bigger bat. And I glued way too much there, so I'm just snipping that bottom off. And then I'll just clip that acetate down. And now I'm ready to put the whole thing together. Oh, wait, forgot about those birch trees. Those are very cute little birch trees. Like I said, I will have these other items listed in the description box. If you're interested in any of them. And now I'm going to put everything together. Glue it all into place. Try to make sure everything is lined up really well. I didn't need that little flat piece because I have another one on the other side there. I'm coming to the end of my card now. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment if you would. That would be lovely. Coming up here, if you're still with me, I'll show you. There's my finished card. And there it is glowing in the dark. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.